You're watching the Health Now Nutrition Podcast, advancing our holistic and nutrition industry one story at a time. Presenting your host, Michelle Post.
Hi everyone, it's Michelle from Health Now Nutrition, and we have the amazing Janice with the contributor for Saved by Nutrition. So I just would like to share a little bit about Janice. Janice has interest in health and wellness, and it stems from her own personal health journey, one that took her from debilitating illness to vibrant health. Along that path, she became living proof of what the body can achieve with the required nutrients. As a nutritional consultant and holistic cancer coach, Janice provides research-based education on how to combat illness and disease through diet and healthful living. Janice's practices is with the internet and maintains an international clientele. She also offers cooking classes as well as educational talks on various health topics. You can find Janice at janice@inspiringchange.com, and you can find her there to schedule your own appointment with her and for more of a discovery on nutrition. Welcome to our show, Janice. How are you?
Thank you very much, Michelle. Very, very well. Thank you.
You're all the way from Qatar.
Yes, and it's almost 9 p.m. here right now.
Wow, such a huge difference, right? So that's, oh my gosh, that's like 10 hours difference.
Yes.
Almost 8 hours, 9 hours difference for us right now. So
yeah.
So, and the weather, of course, is much better than it is here in Canada. In Calgary, we have some cold weather still outside where it's still snowing.
It's been over 30 degrees here these few days.
We're so jealous. At least I am. That I know. So awesome. So it's so good to see you. So now you are a contributor to the amazing book, Saved by Nutrition, which you contributed to a little while ago. And we're so excited to get these books out there. Tell me what it was like for you to actually write your story down for people to read.
It was quite exciting in the beginning. I jumped on the opportunity because I had been wanting to do that, and then I just started to write, and my pen flowed, but it didn't come as quick as I had hoped. But it came together quite nicely with your support.
Oh, thank you. Your story, though, is really mesmerizing. I love how we started it off, you know, because you got me right from the get-go. Like, I definitely wanted to read your entire story, and I felt every single thing that went through it. So you started feeling tired. Is that right?
I started feeling tired, yes. And I was working full time and I was busy. I had 2 dogs at the time, walking the dogs a lot and doing some fitness, going to the gym, and my job was being on my feet all day. So I started to become very, very tired, and I really couldn't understand why.
Right. So what were you doing? You weren't doing holistic nutrition at that time. You were an esthetician?
I was a cosmetology instructor. That's right.
Right, yeah.
I worked in a community college in Nova Scotia, and I had 16 to 22 students at one time, and I was on my feet all day. We were in the salon a good part of the time, and then I was in the classroom with the students the rest of the time. And so I became quite tired in June, and of course school breaks at the end of June for the summer. So as the summer went on, I just became increasingly tired, and basically just sat around because I had no energy to do anything. And when September came along, I had a new class of students. I had 22 starting out. And that's when I realized something was drastically wrong, because I couldn't stand up long enough to instruct. I couldn't keep arms up in the air long enough to demonstrate anything, and that's where I was at that time in my life.
Wow. And so you had actually applied for disability insurance, is that correct? Or
I had, because that was what because I was so fatigued, I took a couple of weeks off of school, and I had been paying into long-term disability, and after the 2 weeks of time off had passed, I wasn't able to go back. So a whole bunch of things were happening at that time. First of all, I was trying to find out what was wrong with me, and I started going to the doctor and having some tests and trying to see what it was that I was dealing with, and I couldn't get any answers. So I realized, well, I'm going to apply for long-term disability and keep looking to see what was going on, where the problem was. And finally, I had an appointment to see a specialist, the top specialist in the province at the time, and the long-term disability hinged on whatever that specialist said. And do you want me to keep going?
Oh, for sure.
Okay. So I was two things. I was hopeful that this specialist would be able to discover what was wrong with me, and I was also hopeful that I would be able to get a little bit of financial support to keep me going, so that I could work towards getting better without worrying about my finances and my job, because I had a good job and I wanted to go back to my job. So it didn't turn out so good though, Michelle.
No. Well, I just wanted to reiterate, we are talking with Janice, and Janice is with Inspiring Change. You can find her at Janice at JaniceInspiringChange.com, or her website, www.JaniceInspiringChange.com, who's sharing her story of triumph from tribulation there, from tragedy. So you were just about to tell us what was said in that report, I think.
So the report came to my insurance company, and they let me know that I had my application for long-term disability had been denied, and the letter from the specialist said Janice is lazy and just needs to exercise. So that was what I was given as a result of being interviewed and assessed by that specialist. Janice is lazy and just needs to exercise. So I didn't get any insurance money. I wasn't able to work, and there I sat.
So when I read that as the beginning of your story, I do get extremely angry on that assessment, because for me that's a psychological assessment, and there's more to it on a psychology basis. So sharing that with other people can be very detrimental to somebody's job. So I'm angry for you.
I'm angry for a while myself, Michelle, as you can imagine. I was not 40 years old, and so many things are going through my head. Will I never work again? Is this going to be the rest of my life? Am I going to just get worse and worse and, shrivel up and die? How can I go on? What's going to happen? I was a professional person. I had worked all my life, and here I was. It was like a door had been slammed in my face, needless to say. Yeah, it was a low point in my life, let me tell you.
Wow, just absolutely. Now, you also mentioned, how long did your actual self-indulgence of negativity happen before you decided to make change? What was that catalyst?
So I had always had, well, first of all, I reread that letter. Oh, I reread and I reread it. And I didn't shred it. Now it's gone, and I wish I hadn't. But I did wallow a bit and felt sorry for myself, and I was very angry. My emotions were all over the place. And so, but one day I woke up and I thought, no way. I am not living the rest of my life like this. I am going to figure this out. And I always had an interest in health. I was always dieting as a younger person. I first joined a weight loss program when I was in grade 11. I was never hugely overweight, but I was enough overweight that it was quite uncomfortable for me, and I was up and down dieting, yo-yo dieting all the time.
Wow.
But I noticed was that the times when I was able to eat better and I would lose weight and I felt better. So everything I had learned about food and dieting, and I thought, okay, so if I can feel better by, you know, changing my diet a little bit, maybe changing my diet will help me in this case. So that's kind of when I got excited again and thought there might be a possibility that I'm not going to have to live this way, that I can get past this.
Wow. Wow. So now, did you go to school right away, or did you just start implementing different food lifestyle?
Well, the first thing I did once I got my kind of gumption back, I decided to see someone who did a natural practitioner. There was someone in my area who was quite popular. Everyone, you know, anybody who had any serious problems was seeing this person. So that's what I decided to do. And I think I may have mentioned this to you, I don't know, before, but within 20 minutes in that doctor's office, I understood what was going on with me.
Wow.
They told me what they thought was the problem, and then the rest of the appointment was, okay, this is what you can do. This is how you can shift gears and become Janice again, and become Janice better, because really that's what happened. I didn't know that at the time, but I surpassed my health expectations. I never ever dreamed that I would reach a level of health that I was able to reach.
Wow. So what were some of the first couple of changes that you did and you started noticing a difference?
Well, I definitely had to change my diet. I had a really bad diet, sugar addiction, chip addiction.
I still love those chips. So I gotta get away from those puppies.
So I had to take some things away from my diet. I had to add the whole foods in, and so that looked differently. But it was what I had to take out. So I can go into detail about what I took out of my diet if that's what you're kind of wanting me to.
Just give us a couple of things of the changes, not the whole farm, just a few things that would make a difference.
But so I had to take dairy out 100%, and I had to take sugar out.
Yeah.
So that shifted my meals considerably, and I'm a baker.
Yeah, right. I know. I used to love bacon bread. I tell you, I feel that. Yeah. How long was it for you before you started noticing the changes in your exhaustion?
It was probably, had I written everything down, I would say it was probably 4 months, maybe something like that I might have seen a glimmer of hope that things were shifting.
Wow.
And it took some time. I knew that it would. I was looking at a 6-month plan from what I learned at my visit with the specialist or the natural practitioner. I was made very aware that this wasn't an overnight thing, and I had to stick to a protocol for 6 months, and I did. And I started to, I always say this journey was like taking an onion with the skin on and gradually peeling the skin off, and then the next layer and the next layer and the next layer. And as I worked towards following that protocol, the layers were getting peeled off. And so I was doing that. I was shedding those layers off. Yeah.
So
overnight.
Right? Like, absolutely. Love that. That's all good. So the next thing that happened for you is you started creating health and exercise goals. You changed your whole lifestyle after that point. Tell us about these magnificent goals that you never thought you would have achieved.
So in 2006, I moved here to Qatar. And I was feeling so much better. I had achieved a lot. You know, the fatigue I had was more or less 100% gone. And I moved here, and I love the heat. I was outside a lot. I was meeting new people. And because I didn't know anyone, I started going to some fitness classes nearby. And there was yoga, and there was different things. And I started to move my body a little bit more. And I never really felt like I could do that for long term. I was always so tired, and because I had been overweight. So I started to do that more. And then the more I did it, the more I wanted to do it. And there were certain things that I was quite happy that I could do. And then that just kind of snowballed into some like group tennis with my friends regularly, although I'm no tennis player, but we always said we were working on our tens. We were playing. So and then a few years later, and I became kind of that person, is you up for this, you up for this. I was never up for anything so much like that. And here with the weather, the difference, started to do more. And then I joined a team, a dragon boat team, and I became totally addicted. I'd never been in a team sport. So I did that a lot and started meeting more people. And then a friend of mine challenged me to do a triathlon with her. And I said, oh, that would be really good if I could swim. I don't know how. She said, why don't you learn? So I said, okay. So we started training for our first well, I think it might not have been her first triathlon, but and before that I started running, and I had a running partner. So I started to just do these things thinking, I can do this. I'm not bundling up to go outdoors because I am a good fair weather girl. And I started to just do these things and make time for them and enjoy how it was making me feel. And all along, Michelle, I was tweaking my diet even more. I had already made huge changes, but I kept tweaking, and the more I learned, the more I shifted, and the better I felt.
That is absolutely amazing. I always feel that having a goal really helps each person stick to what it is that they're doing, even with their nutritional lifestyle. So if it's a physical or an exercise goal, if it's a body image goal even, it really does actually help to have a goal to continue to move forward to. So you did a triathlon.
I did two already.
You've done two.
And had we not had this situation right now, I think it was the 17th of March. When was it now? Anyway, the one we were supposed to do, my training partner and I, this year got canceled because of the situation. And so did the Ride of Champions, which was, we had signed up for the 78-kilometer ride.
Wow.
So both of those events got canceled. So, but the training is the best part of it. You know, not so much the event, it's the training that I really enjoy. I really enjoy being part of a routine for my health in that way. It's a real motivator, and I'm fortunate to have a really great training partner, and we keep each other, we support each other very well. So
absolutely awesome. Well, you've come such a long way from the whole chronic fatigue to now, oh my gosh, so now you're doing cancer coaching as well. So tell me about how you love working with your clientele. Tell me what's the best about that.
You know, for me, the driving force, I wasn't a holistic nutritionist or nutritional consultant when I first had my health challenges, but as time went on, I shifted gears, and life took me in that path. And for me, what motivates me, and what I love my work, and I'm so excited to see a client that I'm working with, shift gears and feel the way I have been able to feel, to help them reach that level of health that they didn't think that they could, whether it's with weight loss or if it's with another type of health challenge, for them to get on the other side of what they have been struggling with, so that it's not a problem for them anymore. They've overcome whatever health challenge they've been facing, and there's nothing more rewarding than seeing that client shift and reach those goals that they have set for themselves, and that I've been a part of helping.
That is just so wonderful. There is nothing like seeing your clients take their own, empower themselves, helping them to empower themselves for lifestyle change, to reach those health goals.
Exactly.
Absolutely. So it's been an absolute pleasure. I really want to thank you for sharing your story with us today. I still find it absolutely inspirational. I still look at your story and still want to do more for myself. So I keep challenging myself, and I still have yours ringing in my head. I've also had issues with chronic fatigue as well, with my own health issues. So I totally resonate with what you've done, and mesmerized by how far you've come.
Well, thank you very much, and thank you for letting me chat with you tonight. It's been a pleasure.
Absolutely. Always a pleasure talking with you. So this again has been Janice Amirault, and she is in Qatar presently, but she does have her online programs. She sees people internationally, and you can reach Janice at www.janice@inspiringchange.com or Janice at JaniceInspiringChange.com as well. So again, thank you so much, Janice, for coming out tonight, and I look forward to seeing you again real soon.
Thank you, Michelle.
Bye, everyone.
You've been watching the Health Now Nutrition Podcast with Michelle Post. For more information on how you can be part of the holistic and nutrition movement, visit www.healthnow.today to book your meeting.